helps
A football star, but this is huge, by the way. A football star left his career and money on the table to serve his country. He immediately found out the war was total bullshit. Pat Tillman. And after he started making a ruckus about it, he had correspondences with none other than friend of the show, Noam Chomsky. And he started making a ruckus about it. A U.S. soldier shot him in the back of the head by mistake. Not only was Pat Tillman murdered in friendly fire, he literally fucking hid the truth from his family. That's right. Yes. Pat Tillman left his football career. He's still used to this day by reactionary fascist psychopaths to advocate what a true, Chad-jawed American hero looks like. A guy who left his fucking nice career in NFL to join the American military and go wage war. And this dude literally got fucking murdered after speaking out against the war and corresponding with Noam Chomsky. After starting, joining the armed forces. And when his family wanted more details about his death, they fucking lied. The American government lied about his death. They hid it for the longest fucking time. So remember that. Shot in the head fucking 3 times. Shot in the back of the head in a mistake. So disgusting. I did some coverage on Pat Tillman's death too. Like every British sports, far fewer sports writers. Okay, I don't care. Is it Tillman? It was a keen athlete. Oh, God. This is talking so much about British shit. Way too decent and smart to be a poster boy for the war. Tillman became an increasingly vocal critic of it and had arranged to meet with anti-war intellectual Noam Chomsky after his tour in Afghanistan in 2004. He never made that meeting. Recently, a book about Tillman, Boots on the Ground by Dusk, co-written by Pat's mother, Mary, hit the shops in the U.S. In part a tribute. It's also about the Bush administration's horribly incompetent attempts to cover up the truth about Tillman's death. If it had happened to someone else, Pat would be busting through the walls to find the truth, Mary told Dave Zirin in an interview for The Nation. Pat's death is a microcosm of this administration in the last 8 years. The lie about Pat was not simply a lie to our family. It was definitely a lie to dupe the public, to deflect their attention away from the atrocities of Abu Ghraib, Fallujah, and of course they wanted people to disregard the president's sad approval ratings and the casualties. It's really important for people to understand this. This was done to deceive them. In Patrick Tillman and other athletes who've spoken against the war in Iraq, we've supporting heroes to stand alongside Muhammad Ali, Tommy Smith, and John Carlos. They disrespect his memory to this day. They literally still use him as like a fucking pro-war propaganda. Okay. On 2007, Chris Matthews reported on Hardball that Tillman's death may have been a case of deliberate... Oh, fuck.
At Hasanabi over a year, Let's Go has high.
Fellow soldiers, specifically the bullet holes were tight and neat, suggesting shot at close range. Matthews based his speculation on a report from the doctors who examined Tillman's body. The following day, the Associated Press reported that the doctor who examined Tillman's body after his death wrote, the medical evidence did not match up with the scenarios described, also noting that the wound entrances appeared as though it had been shot with an M16 rifle from fewer than 10 yards. Possible motive was not identified. When officers and soldiers were asked during a criminal investigation, they said they were certain the shooting was accidental. According to his fellow soldiers, Tillman was popular among his fellow soldiers and had no enemies. In response to a FOIA request filed by the Associated Press, the Defense Department released 2,300 pages of documents, which were reported to indicate there has never been evidence of enemy fire found on the scene, and no members of Tillman's group had been hit by enemy fire. The three-star general who withheld details of Tillman's death from his parents for a number of months told investigators approximately 70 times that he had a bad memory and could not recall details of his actions. Army attorneys sent each other congratulatory emails for keeping criminal investigations at bay as the Army conducted an internal friendly fire investigation that resulted in administrative or non-criminal punishments. Army doctors told the investigators that Tillman's wounds suggested murder because the medical evidence did not match up with the scenarios described. He's still used as a military recruiting poster boy to this day, despite his anti-imperialist tendencies and outspoken stance against American military intervention after he after he served or during his time of service. So that's another reminder.